the most wonderful time of the year, and our pets are as much a part of the holiday as any other family member. So, how do we get our smallest furry friends holiday ready? Well, we want them to be well fed and safe, of course. Joining us now are two experts, celebrity dog groomer Jess Rona and Hills veterinarian Dr. Kristen Woolner. Jess, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about the current trends in dog grooming and what do you most get requested this time of year?
I've seen a lot of trends come and go. I think pet parents really want fun ways to make their dogs stand out for holiday cards and social media photos. One of the biggest requests I get is a fun splash of color on the tail or ears, or an adorable teddy bear haircut, or where you leave booties on a dog for the holidays, which is really fun, where it's just short all over, but you leave boots. One of my favorites. It's honestly one of the things I recommend. It's so fun.
All right. And Jess, what do you think are a few tips that you can give pet parents to help them get their pups ready for those holiday photos? Because, we love to include them.
So you want to make sure if your dog's going to wear a holiday sweater, to make sure you take it off. A lot of my clients will bring their dogs in and they're with the sweater on and the dog is totally matted underneath. So take off the sweater, brush your dog, use a little conditioning spray. It's wonderful. Even if you have a short haired dog in a sweater, take the sweater off because the coat and skin should be able to breathe. A beautiful, healthy coat is so important to beautiful grooming. So make sure you're feeding your dog size specific, nutritious food so they can get that glow from the inside out. Another tip I recommend is to just go to the groomer, a professional groomer, every 4 to 6 weeks. I've seen some pet parents cut their own dog's hair, which is very bold, but maybe not the best for the holiday photo. So go to a professional.
Dr. Woolner, as a vet, what do you think pet parents should know about pet trends this holiday season?
The holiday trends are so fun. And I think, Jess gave a bunch of examples in terms of, that fun splash of color or that holiday sweater. And I would say as long as your pet tolerates it and that you like it, then it's fair game. And when we look into the holiday season, I think what's important is, that photo is just a moment in time that we love to capture, but we need to make sure that we're doing all the right things year round. And so making sure that we are feeding, size specific, particularly for those small dogs, size specific nutrition that is going to really nourish that skin and coat year round is what's going to really make them holiday ready in a flash.
And doctor, when it comes to owners of small dogs, and I have one of those, what should we know about feeding and treating our pets this holiday season? I think small pets have some unique needs.
Small pets are so fun, but they are unique. Compared to their larger counterparts, they tend to live longer, they have faster metabolisms, and they get a rep for being picky eaters, but they really just have different taste preferences and they like a different kibble shape and texture. So making sure that you're feeding a food that's geared specifically towards small dogs is going to be really important for these guys because it's going to help support that longer life, that active lifestyle, and that healthy skin and coat that we want to see when we head to that groomer. But during the holidays in particular, I always tell my clients, keep it simple. Keep them on their normal food and find different ways to shower them with love. So whether that's spending a little extra time on walks or giving them some new toys, there are ways to make your dog feel extra special that don't necessarily involve food.
And doctor, one more thing before we go. What general safety tips would you like all dog owners to be aware of during the holidays?
There are some definite watch outs during the holiday season when it comes to pet safety. So the first would be, we all think holidays, immediately think food. So we need to make sure that those table scraps are staying away from our pets, particularly things like turkey skin, bones, grapes, chocolate, olive, onions, garlic. Those are going to be super important to avoid. Also making sure that, when you work in your home, and I love to decorate my home. So making sure, things like garland and ornaments and, plants and poinsettias and floral arrangements, those are all out of jaw's reach from our pets, as well as making sure, I do a lot of hosting during the holidays. The house can be very hustle and bustle. I always make sure that my pet has a bed in a quiet room of the house. So that way, if they're getting a little stressed or anxious, they have a nice place to go to. But I have covered a lot and I know that it's overwhelming. But if you are looking for more tips or just a refresher on what we talked about today, head over to hillspet.com/small dog.